Hey up everyone, in today's video we're going to be going over the top 5 boxers in the UFC. And guys, if you have any video ideas for me, let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to see if I can make it into a video. And before we get started, I've just got to make it crystal clear that these fighters have got to be active. So spoiler alert, there's no Conor McGregor and there's no Stipe Miocic. Those two haven't fought in fucking ages, so I don't think it's fair to put them on this list. I want active fighters on this list and I just think it's more fair. So without further ado, we're going to start off with 5th place, and that is Justin Gaethje. Now, I just feel like with Justin Gaethje, I don't know, his timing is great, his shot selection, again, is great, and I think he just has great boxing. Like, I don't know what it is, he doesn't throw like loads of combinations or anything like that. He throws singular shots for the most part. Sometimes he'll like throw like a 2-punch combination, but just the timing of some of his shots, and again, the shot selection is fucking beautiful. That when he timed that uppercut against Michael Chandler, what dropped him in the second round, is simply magnificent. He boxed the ears off of Tony Ferguson. He was having success against what's his face, Dustin Poirier, in the first and second fight of his boxing, and he was able to drop Max Holloway, the only person to drop Max Holloway. I don't know if it was actually official or not, but regardless, that's still an achievement. And yeah, he also demonstrated good boxing against Rafael Fiziev when he started to pop his jab out, and that which kind of won him the fight, in my opinion. You know, that jab was really damaging and played a massive part in that fight. Now, I've got him ranked 5th. If you want to have him ranked higher, maybe you don't even think he's in the top 5. I feel like it's a bit low-key, but for me, he's got to be in the top 5. It also helps that he has stupid power as well. In 4th place, I've gone with Ilia Topuria. Now, I feel like Ilia could actually go up as time goes on and we get to see him fight a lot more. But for now, I've gone with 4th place. Maybe people think Justin Gaethje has better boxing, but just hear me out. I think his fight style is very boxing orientated. Yes, he can use his grappling like he did against Jai Herbert, but I don't know. I just feel like the combination he throws, they're just so good to watch. Like, he throws very, very good combinations boxing-wise. And not only that, what he does, what you don't see that often, in my opinion, is he rips to the body. Now, obviously, you see people rip to the body with, like, body kicks and knees to the body and shit like that. But sometimes you'll see a fighter against the cage who is just covering up, and the whole body is exposed, and no one really goes there. Again, maybe with an odd knee or two, but no one really rips in a body shot. But Ilia Topuria definitely does that. I can't remember who he did it against, where you could tell it really hurt him and then finished him off with an overhand. I think he actually dropped to the body before knocking out Volkanovski as well. It's like very good combinations that he throws, very good shot selection. He's very patient, great power. And yeah, I think he has great boxing, and it's something I can't wait to see more of. And I actually think he will get higher as time goes on and we get to see him in future fights. In 3rd place, I've gone with Jack Dalla Maddalena. I think this guy has great boxing, and I was really tempted to put him 2nd, but when I move on to 2nd, I'll tell you why that wasn't the case. But Jack Dalla Maddalena has fucking great boxing, you know, a great jab. Great. He's a bit like Ilia with his shot selection combinations being lovely. And I don't know, there's like a smooth, like, I don't know how to describe it, but when he boxes, it just looks so smooth and lovely to watch. I don't know how to describe it, but hopefully you understand what I mean. It's just so pleasant and entertaining to watch Jack Dalla Maddalena box and fight people. Boxing's his biggest strong point, and he does a good job of using it. And I actually think he can cause some problems to Shavkat, the person he called out. You know, Shavkat doesn't move his head too much, and Jack Dalla Maddalena is like a sniper. I wish he had a bit more power. That's not going to play too much of an effect in this, though. I don't think that's fair to downgrade someone because of power. But I'm just saying, I wish he had a bit more sting in his shots. But I'm sure his shots do fucking hurt. But yeah, he rips to the body a lot, which I like about him a lot. He throws a lot of jabs, a lot of straight shots. I think on his UFC debut, it was like a pull counter. Fucking gorgeous stuff from Jack Dalla Maddalena. I don't know, I just love watching him box. I don't know what else to say about him. He's just very nice to watch, very pleasant to watch. Got that finish over Gilbert Burns, which didn't come from a boxing finish. It came from landing a big knee and then getting a ground and pound finish. But Jack Della Maddalena has amazing hands. In second place, I've gone with Max Holloway. Now, I've gone with Max Holloway at second. I was going to go with him at third. I was going to have Jack Della Maddalena ahead of him because I do think, to an extent, Maddalena, I don't know, with the combinations and shit like that, I just feel like he has better hands. But, no. Because Max Holloway's movements and head movement and footwork and changing stances plays a massive part in my opinion. Now, some people might not factor that in as much, but that happens in boxing and is a big part of boxing. So I think it's only fair to involve it in this top 5 boxers list. And I've gone with Max Holloway at second. You know, throws great combination, has great speed in his hands. He mixes up well. He doesn't really throw hooks to the body. He does occasionally. It's more straights to the body, like a straight right to the body, jab to the body. Throws great straights as well. And again, changing stances, the footwork, the head movement. He does kind of get downgraded a bit because he also gets hit a lot. He does get hit a lot and he relies on his chin a lot. But he also still has really good defense. It's not quite easy to land clean on Holloway, in my opinion. You see it every now and again in his fights. But yeah, I don't know how to feel. I'm a bit contradicted on it. I feel like, yeah, he has good defense, but he also gets hit a fair bit, so it's quite hard to say. But overall, I think he's the second best boxer in the UFC. Again, I don't know what else to say. He outboxed Justin Gaethje. Like, he did a great job of outboxing Justin Gaethje as well. Was too fast for him. In and out. Lovely stuff. I don't really want to say that Dustin Poirier outboxed him. I feel like the big factor there was more the power side of things, the size advantage for Dustin Poirier, considering we all know by now that Max Holloway wasn't really able to build like a lightweight frame when he moved up in that second fight against Dustin Poirier. And I feel like if they fought now, Holloway would beat Dustin Poirier. But yeah, Max Holloway has great boxing, and I feel like some people might even have him as number 1. And before we get to number 1, I've got to give out a few honourable mentions. I feel like it's only fair because there's going to be a few of you in here saying, oh, it should be him, should be him, should be him. So calm down. I'm going to give out my honourable mentions, and hopefully you can all dry your tears up and just like the video and subscribe. So honourable mentions, we have Dustin Poirier. I don't think it needs much, argument to why. Great boxer, got that killer instinct, great hooks, great bent arm punches, uppercuts, hooks, that sort of thing. Got a great straight left on him as well, but he just misses out on the top 5 for me. You then have Sean Strickland. Now, the reasons he's not in this, I mainly just think he has a great jab. Yes, he dropped Izzy with that straight right hand, but he has a really, really good jab on him. But other than that, his hooks are a bit wild. He has great defense in all fairness. He does a great job of using a Philly shell in MMA. But I don't know. I think he misses out on top 5. It's not like a complete package of boxing, in my opinion. We've then got Volkanovski. A great jab again. He has got good fast hands. I don't know. His footwork's great as well. I don't think his defense is amazing. I think it's solid, but not the best. His hooks are okay. His uppercuts, I don't really remember him throwing many uppercuts. Feel like I'm being a bit harsh not putting Volk because he has great footwork and a great jab on him. But I'm looking for more from that. But I understand if you guys put him in your top 5, completely get it. And lastly, I've gone with Rob Font. Rob Font has great boxing. He really fucking does. He's very let down by his shit chin, unfortunately. And his defense isn't exactly the best. But he does have really good boxing. Good combinations, good shot selection, great jab on him. But he does miss out on the top 5. Mainly, maybe there's a bit of, not bias, but maybe I'm putting him down a bit because he always seems to lose the big matchups and he gets hurt easily. His chin, again, not the best. And his defense does play a part of that, in my opinion. And that's why he's not made it into the top 5. But now, number 1. Drum roll, please. Peter Yan. I've gone with Peter Yan. Some of you might disagree. It's all hit and miss. It's what you favour. But I've gone with Peter Yan. This guy has really good boxing. I don't know what to say. He has great boxing. The way he's able to switch stances whilst throwing combinations is fucking chef's kiss. He's magnificent to watch. He has amazing boxing. Outbox Corey Sandhagen, outbox Song Yadong. Some people say, well, Sean O'Malley outboxed him. I wouldn't say so, considering most people think that Peter Yan won that fight. And not only that, I thought he landed the better shots against Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley got that damaging knee in the third round, but if you watch back that third round, there was a time where fucking Peter Yan landed several big hooks on him. And I just think Peter Yan has the best boxing. I always think back to when he fought Uriah Faber, and it was the finishing sequence, I believe. Wait, no, it wasn't the finishing sequence. He dropped him in the second round, and he threw a 1-2 switch stance and threw the backhand in the opposite stance. I think he finished off in a southpaw, so he threw the left backhand and dropped Uriah Faber. I was like, that's some fucking high-level shit, man. Not a lot of people can do that, because one, it's very risky, because if you get hit whilst you're changing stance, you're essentially off balance and can get dropped. And it's just a very awkward thing to try and pull off. And he's able to do it. He has great power, great shot selection, like really good shot selection. Also throws great combinations. And he adjusts really well mid-fight. I think it was Jose Aldo was landing some great left hooks to the body against Peter Yan. So then Peter Yan made the read, would block it, and as soon as he had done blocking it, would throw the right hook over the top because Jose Aldo wouldn't get his left hand back to his guard in time. And it's just things like that I noticed with Peter Yan. Maybe I give it to Peter Yan because I've probably watched the most film on him out of every other fighter. Again, he is my favourite fighter. You might claim it as bias, but I think regardless, he has to be in the top 5. Maybe it's biased me putting him number 1, but regardless, top 5 I think is completely fair. This guy is the real deal when it comes to the boxing. I've seen interviews with the likes of Jorge Masvidal and Dustin Poirier saying that he's arguably the best boxer in the UFC. I think Dustin Poirier said he is the best boxer in the UFC. And I think it's hard to argue against it. I know a few of you are going to come at me. This is always going to be a hot topic to talk about because there's so many fighters in the UFC with great boxing. But that is my top 5, guys. Let me know in the comments your top 5s, what you agree with me, what you disagree with me. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.